The Chicago Bears have signed a former third-round pick, and we're going to tell you all about him here on today's show. And when the Bears make a roster move, when they sign a player, we make a video. That's what we're all about here on this channel. So help us out. Subscribe to the show. We're 35 subs away from 69,000 subscribers. Very nice. Help us out. Hit that sub button, and let's break down this signing. My name's Harrison Graham. Let's talk about the Bears roster move today ahead of tonight's joint practice number 2 with the Colts. They have signed linebacker Davion Taylor and cut Buddy Johnson in a corresponding move, so more shuffling for Ryan Poles. Brad Biggs had an interesting note here of not just the signing, but he did work out at Hallis Hall earlier this week, and he did mention the Buddy Johnson waving there as well. Taylor does have some pedigree, as Biggs mentioned. Third-round pick in 2020, appeared in 21 games with the Eagles in that 20 and 2021 season before suffering a knee injury. He was on the practice squad in Philly last season before now landing in Chicago here in 2023. And I kind of just mentioned it, but Poles continues to roster shuffle on the 90-man roster. And we've seen a lot of linebacker shuffling, which, you know, there could be a lot of reasons for that, right? Like you bring in Buddy Johnson a few weeks ago. If he's not showing you much, try someone else, right? That's what the preseason is for. This may not be like oh my gosh, he's for sure a guy that can make the 53, but maybe he's worth keeping around on the practice squad. He was a former third-round pick after all. So you see a lot of teams do this. They shuffle their 90-man roster, and since you don't have to trim down to 85 then 80 before trimming down to 53 like you have in recent years with the new change, more shuffling is to be expected. So that's what Chicago has done once again here. Let us know. We've asked you this question about some of these other small deals in the past couple of weeks, but I want to know what your answer is this time. Have you heard of Davion Taylor before this video, or at least before today? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I actually have in this case because he was a third-round pick a few years ago, but be honest with me. Give me a Y for yes or give me an N for no. Little background information on the newest member of the Chicago Bears. He did play his collegiate football at the University of Colorado before becoming, like I said, third-round pick with Philadelphia in 2020, which is a very smart franchise, as you all know. Played in just 21 games in 20 and in 2021 before suffering that injury. Was on the practice squad last year. Ultimately was cut just about 10 days ago from Philly and now has landed with the Bears. You look at his career numbers here. Didn't play a lot, mostly special team stuff. 51 tackles, had 1 tackle for loss, couple forced fumbles, and over 21 games played. And look, let's call a spade a spade. As a third-round pick, that's a bust based on what he's produced up to this point. Knee injury didn't help, but that's into your second season there. It's not like you've proven a ton in this league up to that point. But on the flip side, as a third-round pick, the talent is certainly there, at least at some level. Now, in terms of, like, could he make the roster or something like that, that's a bit far-fetched. This is one of the deeper and better linebacker units in the NFL. Kudos to Ryan Poles for revamping it overnight with the signings of Tremaine Edmunds and TJ Edwards. Of course, Jack Sanborn's back. Noah Sewell has had a great camp. Micah Baskerville, who we might have to start talking about more as a UDFA, has really had a good camp, had a pick yesterday in joint practice. Dylan Cole is a special teams guy. They picked up Michael Walker, who started 12 games last year. So I don't think Davion Taylor's chances of making the 53 are that great, but again, maybe he shows you a little something and he lands on your practice squad, something like that. Now, I will ask you a different question in relation to linebackers. How many do you think make the 53-man roster, right? Most teams, 5 or 6 is kind of that number. I could see Chicago going 6 because it is a deep position, and you do have guys like Dylan Cole who are really good on special teams, so I'll say 6 for now. What say you? How many linebackers crack the 53-man roster for the Chicago Bears? Before we get to some joint practice notes heading into tonight's practice in Indianapolis, BetUS, our sportsbook partner. Look, preseason games at times can get boring, especially in the second half. Not when you put money down, though. That's how they stay entertaining, and that's why you guys should bet on these games with BetUS. Create an account right now by going to chatsports.com/Bears. Use our promo code BEARDOWN. It's all one word, BEARDOWN, once you sign up to get that 125% deposit bonus. betting odds for this game, Colts 3.5-point favorites. The over-under is 40.5 points. I actually think the Bears win this game. Matt Eberflus is 4-0 in the preseason as a head coach, so let's keep that train rolling, baby. Go bet on the Bears money line and make some money and get that momentum going into the regular season for not only the Bears, but for your pockets as well. Okay, let's talk about joint practice number 2. I think the Bears overall won on day one. It was competitive, but I thought they were the better team, and I think that is to be expected, right? Like, the Colts, I don't think will be as bad as the Bears were last year, but they're in that similar territory of it's a transition year, young quarterback, new coaching staff, etc. So the Bears should win these practices, right? And I thought the Bears won it yesterday. Now, taking a quick look at the injury report, these first 7 players did not practice yesterday. We'll see if any of them get out there today. Jaquan Brisker, Chase Claypool, Tremaine Edmunds, they all remain out. Lucas Patrick, Trestan Ebner, Josh Blackwell, and DeMarquis Gates. And then Eddie Jackson, who did practice, but late in the practice, got dinged up, left practice. Now, he didn't go to the trainer's room or anything. He stayed on the sideline. Allen Williams, after practice, seemed to think he'd be okay. But even if it's not a serious issue, would any of us be surprised if they held him out tonight? Like, if there's any concern at all, even if he's just very sore, just give him the day off. Like, we know what Eddie Jackson is. Like, you don't even need to play him in the second preseason game on Saturday if you don't want to. We'll see if he's out there tonight, but just wanted to catch you guys up on that. We'll see if some of those other guys do practice tonight. Okay, things I'm looking for tonight. Turnover free from Fields. Threw a couple of picks yesterday. One went off Cole Kmet's fingertips. You know, it's one of those you'd hope Kmet would catch it, but a better ball and you don't have to worry about it. Second one, he actually got hit as he throws, which is not something you want to do. So today, turnover free. Thing number 2 to watch, bring the physicality. I think that's something that stood out, and a lot of the reporting coming out of Indianapolis is that the Colts had to adjust to the Bears' physicality in practice. Matt Eberflus has coached these guys to practice hard, and that was on display. Do it again and kind of set the tone early on in practice. Number 3, DJ Moore domination. Had a nice one-handed catch yesterday. I want to see in 7-on-7s and especially 11-on-11s for him to just feast. Like, have a touchdown in today's practice, consistently get open. Obviously, spread the ball around if you're Justin Fields, but you'd love nothing else than if DJ Moore coming out of this practice was just the best player on the field. Roschon Johnson, more first-team reps for the rookie running back. He got some on Monday at Halas Hall. He got some yesterday. He was rotating in there. The arrow is pointing up for the rookie 4th-rounder out of Texas. Can he continue to take advantage of those opportunities? I'm hoping so. And then can Nate Davis get more run? Yesterday was his first padded practice. They limited his reps as they're ramping him back up, coming back from injury. But can he get more reps today? Can he play in more of those team sessions? We'll see. I'd like to see him in the preseason game this Saturday after he missed the opener and most of camp up to this point. All right, that's going to do it for today's show, but it's not the end of our coverage here on Chicago Bears Now. Today, we'll have a full joint practice review once again tonight, instant reaction. Did it last night. We're running it back again, so stay tuned. Got to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss that video.